And this is going to be because I haven't been able to fall asleep yet. I This is a video about scam artists and the Gynarchy community. I am going to give everybody a warning right now. Okay? Don't lecture me. Don't try to shame me. Don't ever, ever, ever try to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about when I'm referring to this subject. I have a very low tolerance level for this kind of stuff. I have been going through a lot lately. Obviously, everybody has, but in my personal life, I have invested time and energy in this movement. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain in very simple terms what has essentially pissed me off, just made me angry as hell. Uh, because I am very passionate about this. I brainstorm topics about these videos. I take time out of my day to do this. I don't have to. I can just go to work and ignore it, act like it's no big deal. I make these videos for the individuals who are serious. And see, the reason why people wanted me to come back, I believe, is because what I do is innovative compared to what other people in the Gynarchy community are doing. I talk about these things subject by subject, but I stick to what I believe. I do what I do because I believe that there are people who think exactly the way I do and who are not just kinksters or fetishists or whatever other derogatory terms these individuals want to use to describe people like me. Uh, and I'm going to have to talk about some things today that are not comfortable and that you are not going to like. But I think it's important to have this discussion. There are individuals within this community, the Gynarchy slash Matriarchy community, who they don't genuinely believe this stuff. They are not actually passionate about it, and it's just a cash grab for them. In other words, they know that there is a supply, so to speak, of fetishists. They know that there is a bunch of people who are interested in the topic or subject of matriarchy, and what they do is they set up YouTube channels or Twitter accounts or what have you. They build their brand and they try to capitalize off of the eroticism that men experience from these topics. So in other words, they're exploiting these people. They're exploiting this thing as if it were a market. It is a business, essentially. It's just that what they are doing is they are using words and certain kinds of regurgitated thoughts and arguments in order to get people to give them followers, status, and money. They have, in my view, no action plans. They don't have any real complex thought process. I'm talking in general. I'm not talking about people if I doubt that Viola watches my videos, but I'm not talking about you, ma'am. I'm not talking about the other sincere individuals who mean what they say and say what they mean. I am referring to people in this community who have no intention of doing any kind of serious work to make communities a thing, to organize people. And believe me, I've tried. I have failed in that regard. I have tried to organize a Discord. I have tried to bring people together. It doesn't work. They either don't want to talk to each other or their accounts become inactive. it's not gonna happen online. And so that's why I had to change strategy, change my strategy, because it just isn't working. They don't give a shit. Um, they don't care enough about each other. They don't even regularly keep in contact with each other. That's how these people are. And I'm not just talking about the men. I'm talking about in general. This is what Gynarchists are. They're these individuals who don't regularly contact with each other. They don't really seem to want community, even though sometimes they talk about it. It's just a subject to them. I really do think that at the end of the day, this is just a subject. It's just a way to entertain themselves, to do some kind of brain exercise or activity, and then they've moved on with their day. So, that's one thing. But something else happens in this community that's even more insidious than that. I'm not going to name the individual in question. I will talk about what I saw and what it opened my eyes up to, and how it uh, darkened my perspective of not only this community, but it reinforced further the notions that I have about what I think will work. And I share them. And sometimes I'm a little bit too insistent on it. Maybe I need to back off a bit. But I share them because of shit that they do, right? They come to this community. They say that they're like the rest of us, right? Yeah, we're your friends, but where are they leading us? Where are these people? Because in order to be a leader, you have to lead someone somewhere. Where are you leading us? No, what they're doing is they will post, like, they will make certain posts or say certain things that indicate that they think a certain way or feel a certain way, and then once they've convinced people of that illusion, they've got their customers hook, line, and sinker. And that's really all I think it is. There are people in the Gynarchy community, and I'm talking about some of these women dominas who are on the right wing. Um, it could just be, you could have women in other political spectrums too, but there are individuals in this community, women, mistresses, dominas, who don't genuinely believe in Gynarchy or matriarchy and just see it as a means to an end, to enrich themselves personally, to add to their bank accounts, whatever. But they either don't actually believe this stuff, or they just want people to think that they're invested in this, right? So how do I know that this is a phenomenon? I know because one of the YouTubers on this website who made a video about matriarchy a few years ago just recently posted a comment talking about a certain leader preventing World War III, and was talking as if it wasn't so bad that this individual won over a woman. Yes. See, the person claiming that male leadership needed to go and was promoting matriarchy on a YouTube channel was hoping that we were not going to pay attention to her comments. You were wrong, ma'am. Unfortunately for you, you were wrong. I did pay attention to it. I do know what you're doing. And yes, I'm going to say it, you're a scam artist. And it's sad. It's sad that these individuals are. Because here's the thing, okay? If you genuinely believe that male leadership is a horrible fucking thing, and that we need women to run businesses, communities, the country, blah, 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 blah. If you believe this stuff, and if you're going to make a fucking video advocating for matriarchy and listing common arguments that people make within the community for matriarchy or gynarchy, if you're going to do that, but then go on to suggest that actually it's a good thing that the adjudicated rapist and felon wins because we will all benefit from his leadership. Oh, well, I guess you're not entirely opposed to male leadership now, are you? No, you seem to actually embrace it with open arms. It's stuff like this that clues people like me in that you're not what you say you are. Your actions don't match your words. I don't just watch your videos occasionally. I read your posts. So I know for a fact now that you are not a Gynarchist. You do not want matriarchy at all. You intelligently, you studied this community. You studied the arguments. You studied it. And then when you got, or either that, or you kind of had a general feeling of what they would think, or you clued into the psychology or understood the psychology of the people in my community who are authentic, unlike you. And you studied that. And when you were done studying with that, then you filled a fake role. You got up in front of the fucking YouTube community, in front of the world, and you made arguments for matriarchy. Why? Because you wanted to grow your brand, because you wanted the money, the attention, and the followers. Because you treated Gynarchy and matriarchy as if it were a business to build, as if it were some kind of personal enterprise of yours. And I don't even know what to say. I wish I could say you're alone in this, but I constantly suspect the other people in the community of doing the same thing to a lesser degree. I do. These people who have no plans for the future, who don't organize in any way that's actually going to be effective or tangible. And this is another thing that clues me into it too. You're not even talking about climate science or global warming. You're not even talking about how to help your own gynocentric people should civilization collapse. And you know why? Because you don't give a shit. It's about your bottom dollar. It's about making money off of people who are fetishists, but it's also about making money off of people who are looking for hope. That's the thing I think I hate the most about the scam artists in the Gynarchy community. And I mean the males and the women. It's not just one or the other, it's both of them. One thing I genuinely hate about them is that they actually exploit hopeful people. People who don't initially seem like they're just that they may just seem like just fetishes to you, but some of them genuinely believe this stuff. They get up in the morning and they think about it, they're passionate about it, they write about it or whatever. They're taking advantage of these women and girls, men and boys who want women leadership and who actually want a women-led community or world. They do this and they don't give a shit. And the only thing I can think to do is just spread awareness of it so that other people who are coming into the Gynarchy community will not be made fools of the way that I was. Because I actually had hope when I watched that video, ma'am. I had hope that you weren't what you were. And then I saw that fucking comment that pretty much gave the game away, that you are not what you pretend to be. But it is what it is. You will have your business. You will grow your brand. But you're never going to accomplish anything of serious value. And the reason is because you treat it like a business. And it's treated that way, it's ended that way. It has nothing to do with the safety and well-being of them. You're not talking about their survival. You're not giving them practical advice for the future. You keep selling them a fantasy and a delusion that's not going to come. It won't happen. The civilization is going to go poof. They're just raking in the cash while they can. Cashing it on and now because they understand, I guess on some level, there's going to come a day when that cash won't buy you anything. Because cash won't mean anything in a post-industrialized, civilized world. Period. What was it? No, sorry. a post after a post apocalyptic world, after the collapse of industrialized civilization, money will not be a fucking thing anymore. It won't mean anything. The only thing that will matter is whether or not you have the skills to survive that world and the knowledge to survive those conditions. In other words, whether you can adapt or not. That's how I know. So if you want to get offended by it, fine. You want to make your fucking videos about it, fine. You want to do whatever, fine. But somebody needed to fucking say this. Somebody needed to fucking say it. Somebody needed to tell the truth for once. Because it's not just the fetishists and the Gynarchy community problem. Yes, they're a fucking problem or an issue. But if you're just creating the supply for the demand, not only are you adding to the issue, but you're showing that it's not even about that. Have some fucking accountability for this. We can't just put everything on this group and say, well, it's just the fetishes. No, it's not. It's the scam artists in the community too that are muddying, not just muddying the waters, but making it difficult for people to find authenticity. For people to, because there's people out there, there's people like, I think somebody named Confessor is like, every time I look this up, it's like porn and whatever. They think it's ruined. They're not wrong. They're not fucking wrong. They know what's up. They know what's fucking happening here. But it's not just the male fetishists. It's these other individuals, these scam artists that are coming into the community who are taking our arguments, taking our philosophy, and finding a way to market it to people in order to rake in the dough, without actually caring one damn bit what happens to our people. That's not leadership. That's just straight up exploitation. And somebody, and again, I'm going to fucking say it again, and I know I'm fucking annoying because I'm angry. This is exploitation. This isn't leadership. Period.